Hey guys, time to chill out with Sub-07 and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Crystal. Last time, we finally took care of that stupid tree that was blocking the way to Ecruteak City and advanced forwards in the story, finally making some dang progress, as well as picking up our fourth party member, the illustrious, much sought after, sometimes a bit too popular for its own good, Eevee, and we named him Artemis. This time, we're in Goldenrod Underground, a place we haven't really explored yet. I had intended to come by here sooner, but it sort of slipped my mind because there's a lot of things to deal with around here, okay? But we're taking care of that now. It's time to get down to business, and it's time to beat up some crazy trainers down here. This is more or less going to be a showcase of Artemis and trying to get him caught up a little bit in levels because he is a little bit behind everyone else, and I want to get him caught up as soon as possible. But while we're doing this, there is something that I want to address. I mentioned previously the bio for Stantler. What I did not mention is that Stantler gets even better later, thanks to getting the evolution of Wyrdeer in Pokemon Legends Arceus. This is kind of a strange one in that this evolution is currently not accessible outside of Legends, but it's nice to see kind of an obscure Pokemon get some form of evolution long after its appearance. It's one of the longest gaps between getting an evolution, but you know what? I'm okay with that. Aye! And apparently this guy was not okay with losing, but sucks to suck, dude. Got Adam here. A coin case! Oh, that's actually very important. We need that for something. For now, let's head a bit forward. Hello, dear. I sell inexpensive herbal medicine. They're good, but a trifle bitter. Your Pokemon may not like them. This is where you buy herbal medication. This can potentially be helpful in certain situations. The problem is, herbal medicine comes with the downside of being bitter, and feeding it to your Pokemon makes them less friendly towards you. They can be cheap and serve useful purposes like the revival herb being a full revive, but I do not recommend you use them. Alternatively, we have this guy. Welcome to the Pokemon Salon. I'm the younger and less experienced of the two brothers. The Haircut brothers, specifically. I'll spin off your Pokemon for just $300. So how about it? Okay, which one should I do for you? Please give one to Artemis. Okay, I'll make it look cool. There we go. All done. Artemis looks a little happier. Now remember, we've mentioned in the past the Haircut brothers. The older one is more experienced and usually does a more consistent job. Sometimes the younger brother does a better job than his brother does, though. So if you want to, take the gamble. You'll still be getting increased friendship regardless of whichever one you go to, so if you're reliant on friendship, you might as well focus on using them. Though there are many ways to increase friendship. Other ways are not letting your Pokemon faint, which decreases it, or just casually walking around with your Pokemon. Like, you'd be surprised how much that helps. But for now, there's just some trainers to beat up, so let's take care of business. And honestly, we're doing pretty well for ourselves. We're all the way into Ecruteak, and while we may not be there right now, I think we're getting close to being ready for the next gym battle, because I think we're going to do pretty well regardless. And someone on our team is actually very close to having something very important happen. And surprisingly, it's not Artemis. Alright, another Slowpoke coming out. That's not a big deal. I don't know why Slowpoke's cry always make me laugh, just like, He just sounds so confused as to where he is at all times. Poor guy. Just take care of business, please, Artemis. We're almost done. And thank you for that. Yeah, this is pretty much just gonna be a showcase for Artemis. Ah, I lost. That makes me mad. Yeah, whatever, dude. Because the Pokemaniacs here, they're not very challenging. They're mostly just a bunch of, I guess, ruffians and loners just hanging out down here. But I believe one of these guys has some Magnemites or something like that. It'll be a bit more of a challenge. Oh yeah, it's this guy. Super Nerd Teru. Yep, there we go. Magnemite's gonna be a bit more of a problem because it's a steel type, but we shouldn't be too concerned because 1, it's a level 7, and 2, we have a fire type. Oh, you think you can tackle me? That's so cute. That's not gonna do much to me, bud. Perish. Burn, baby. I also need to remind myself, I need to start calling Inferno, Inferno Heart, actually, because that's supposed to be the reference that I'm going for, is the Warriors, bit. And since he's a Quilava, he would have his name changed since then, but yeah, I'll probably forget about that. Send out Voltorb next. Let's go back to Artemis. Because this one you can deal with no problem. Admittedly, Magnemite aren't the biggest threat, because they may have the Steel type, which makes them resist normal types, but Magnemite has a pretty low HP value, so you can probably finish it off regardless. I don't appreciate that. Let's just smash into it one more time. Bonk. Bonk. Perfect. There we go. First level up for Artemis. Nice. And what else we got? I think you just have Magnemites for the rest of your team, so we can test that theory. How strong are we today, mister? Doink. Not very good. That's actually quite nice. Because all you can do is tackle back, since you don't seem to have learned Sonic Boom yet, so we can just deal with you the old-fashioned way. Or miss. The woes of using tackle is that sometimes the game just doesn't like you. We've commented on, like, accuracy and such in moves, and there's a reason why I went with the whole accuracy lowering strat against Whitney back in Goldenrod City, because as annoying as rollout is, it's not a perfectly accurate move, and if you just lower it more, you're doing yourself a favor by making it even harder to land that move. That's why I commit to that strategy, as boneheaded as it can come off as when it doesn't work, because it is luck of the draw eventually. But I have a high luck stat, so I think it's fine. I've seen worse methods. I've also seen much better methods, like, I don't know, having something that resists rock. Or just using one Pokemon and brute forcing it, but that's the less fun version, in my opinion. Ow, ow, ow. Easy enough. Let's get out of here. Well, actually, I think there's something down here, but I don't think we can do anything with this one yet. Yeah, there's nothing we can do here. The door's locked. No entry beyond this point. Yeah, this is supposed to be, like, further underground stuff, so that's construction. We shouldn't be dealing with that. Let's get out of here. I was challenged to a battle downstairs. It's rough down there. You better be careful. Rough my ass. That shit was easy. Now let's hop on the bike. And something that I'd almost forgotten to share as well, if I can find it, is the game corner. We haven't really showcased this place at all, despite it being sort of a, I guess, reoccurring bit for early generations. This was sort of phased out after Generation 5. But let's talk about it a little bit. Welcome to the game corner. Do you need some game coins? It costs 1,000 for 50 coins. Do you want some? We got money to burn, so you know what, why not? Thank you, here are 50 coins. No coins for you? Come again. But the important thing with this place is that there are prizes you can redeem coins for. Welcome! We exchange your game coins for fabulous prizes. What would you like? You can get TMs here, but you can also get something else here. TMs are not amazing, but not terrible. TM25, TM14, and TM38. I don't actually remember what these things are, so I'm gonna have to look that up another time. But I don't believe there's anything super amazing, so don't worry about them too much. But the big thing is this. You can exchange your prizes for Pokemon. In Crystal version specifically, you get the options of Abra, Cubone, and Wobbuffet. We have not seen a Wobbuffet at all, and I'm not going to talk about it for a while because we're a ways off from getting to have something like that. This is a very cheap and easy way to get an Abra if you don't want to spend money if you don't want to have to try and catch one yourself. And Cubone we also haven't seen, and we're not going to see for a while, so we're going to try and avoid doing a bio for that. You actually have different options as well for you if you're playing in Generation 2, but you're playing Gold and Silver. Gold version trades out Cubone and Wobbuffet for Ekans and Dratini, of all things. And Silver trades out Ekans for Sandshrew, giving you, version differences. It's kind of an interesting option, but you also have to either spend a crap ton of money or play the slots / roulette. Play with 3 coins? Sure. Here's how this works. We choose a card, and we place a bet on what we think the card is going to be. We can place it for a particular type to try and get an easier payout, but we're going to get less money for it. But if you can choose the very specific value of it, or a certain number, you can lower the odds for yourself. I'm going to try Pikachu. Ah. And yeah, it's very easy to get addicted to this kind of thing because these are gambling games. So try not to push your luck too much. I personally don't play the gambling boards of a Game Corner too often. There's other options, but... Ralph, what are you calling me for? Hey, it's Uncle Ralph. What did you say to a battle? Oh, battle with me. For a kid, you're quite agreeable. Route 32 is the spot. You call your mom sometimes, too. Well, if you want a rematch, maybe sometime, Ralph. But looking at it again, I actually have further knowledge of the TMs here. TMs, I thought were supposed to be similar to the ones in the Celadon department store. They're a bit stronger. They are Thunder, Fire Blast, and Blizzard. Powerful moves for the elemental trinity of types. Problem is, they're a little bit inaccurate, but there are ways to make them more accurate that we'll talk about another time. I taught Blizzard to my Pokemon. It was hard to get enough coins for it, but it was worth it. Again, they're very powerful moves if you can get your hands on them, but don't force it too much. And yeah, this guy tossed his coin case in the underground. That was supposed to be the hint that you could get that down there. But for now, we really don't have any reason to be here. In fact, I would rather us head back to Ecruteak because there's a lot of things for us to do up there. So we're gonna head right that way. Back in Ecruteak City, there's actually a couple things for us to do here. There's a lot of buildings and such around here, but that's not the important thing. What is important is this guy. Ecruteak used to have 2 towers, one each in the east and west. Because he mentions something very important to us, because if we head to the west... I hear Pokemon are rampaging at the Lake of Rage. I'd like to see that. Well, that's not important for us, dude. We want to head this way. Burned Tower. It was destroyed by mysterious fire. Please stay away, as it is unsafe. The tower that used to be here, my grandma told me it used to be much taller. Yep, this is the Burned Tower. As the old man mentioned, there's 2 towers that represent Ecruteak City. This is one of them. We're not going to see the other one for a while, but it's farther to the east and not in an easy-to-reach area. For now, we're going to walk in here. My name's Yucine. I'm on the trail of a Pokemon named Suicune. And you are? Kyle. Glad to meet you. I heard rumors that Suicune is in this burned tower, so I came to look. But where exactly could it be? Yeah, kind of a sudden entrance, dude. But there's actually wild Pokemon here as well, and depending on if we're lucky... Hey! One of them actually shows up. We have new encounters to talk about. This is Coughing. Coughing is actually a pretty good Pokemon. It's a pure poison type with a very defense-oriented build, and it kind of benefits from such a thing like that. Coughing is a difficult Pokemon to fight if you don't have special attacks, and it's pretty tanky at taking hits. This does get a bit stronger in Generation 3 onwards thanks to getting Levitate to protect it from ground-type moves, but this is Gen 2, so that doesn't exist yet, so you don't have to worry about that too much. Coughing is very reliable and a pretty potent Pokemon because it can also learn things like Explosion or Self-Destruct as a last-case resort. Ecruteak's gym leader has to study what are said to be the legendary Pokemon, Suicune, Entei, and Raikou. Yucine is here, so I've decided to investigate the tower with him. Yeah, this is Morty. This is actually the gym leader for the place, for Ecruteak. He's not in right now for the gym, so that's why we didn't bother going to the gym straight away. There's a couple of things around here we're gonna have to talk about first, and if you look up there, that son of a gun is here. We'll deal with him in due time. Because there's a couple other things we want to talk about, because there's actually another encounter here, exclusively not in Crystal version. In Gold and Silver specifically, and I suppose Heart Gold and Soul Silver as well, you have a very rare chance to run into Magmar. This is another reason why the odd egg is kind of strange in that if you're not playing Crystal version, you can just run into Magby's evolution here. We've already said our piece about Magmar. It is a powerful fire type. It gets even better in Gen 4 thanks to having Magmortar as an evolution, but you're probably not getting that until post-game unless you have some workaround or some friend with the Magmarizer. Otherwise, solid Pokemon. Now let's just deal with these Zubats. I put Alucard up front for a bit because Alucard feels like he's not been getting enough attention. And then he gets supersonic for my troubles because God hates me. No. Sometimes things just don't go your way, I suppose. Let's tag back to Artemis, I suppose. Because the team's roughly around the same level at this point, but I don't want anyone getting too far ahead in strength. Plus, it's a Zubat. It's not going to do too much damage. Donk. The big thing you want to focus on if you get an Eevee like this, you want to make sure that it's actually able to get some experience quickly so that you can get it caught up. If you're going to use Eevee, you don't want it to be too far behind. And that is more encounters. This is sort of the downside of this. I've been playing other RPGs recently that let you, like, freely adjust the encounter rate. So it's a bit weird going back to this after a sort of hiatus from it. That is actually something that we can grab, but we don't have the stuff for it just yet. That's unfortunate. Come on, so many rats. I guess we can deal with the rat too while we're getting ready for this. Because if you saw over there, there was an item, but it was obscured by a rock in the way. Since we have the TM for Rock Smash, we can actually deal with that. Uh-oh. Hyper Fang is a stronger move that Rattata can learn, so be careful about that. But yeah, we have to put something... We have to give Rock Smash to a Pokemon first, and then we can use it to break rocks in our way. But I don't have anything with that on hand, and I'm definitely not teaching that to a normal team member. So for all we know, I'm going to teach that to Jerry, and just make Jerry deal with it. Yeah, we'll probably come back for that at some point. Oh my god, Rattata. There's Rattatas everywhere. Let's just get out of here. Because if we head just a little bit further down, it's him again. And there's another goddamn encounter. What is going on today? Like, it's okay. We don't need to deal with this many encounters. Take one step forward, and it accidentally gets his attention. I'm assuming we stepped on a creaky floorboard. Oh, it's you. I came looking for some legendary Pokemon that they say roosts here. But there's nothing here. Nothing after all the trouble of coming to this dump? No way. It's all your fault. I just got here, bub. Don't blame me for your frustrations. It's time for run back number 3. Well, I guess number 2. This is the second run back because the first match isn't that. Keith's strategy is a bit different because he's actually made some progress with his Pokemon. First up is Haunter. Yes, he finally goddamn evolved the Ghastly, so it's a little bit better. Haunter is level 20, Ghost Poison type. No Levitate for its ability because this is Generation 2, baby. You don't have to worry about that, thank God. Give me a second to pull up his moveset real fast because my links are not working today. What the heck? Come on. Come on. Please give it to me. Ah, there we go. Much better. Alright. Yeah, Haunter, armed with the moves Lick, Spite, Curse, Mean Look. Not a particularly great moveset, but it's not terrible, and it could be a bit more dangerous if he decides to lock you in place with Mean Look and then inflict Curse on you. Be careful. It doesn't have anything super powerful, but it is a Haunter, so Haunter can be dangerous. I'm still going to bite it, though. Oh, going right for the Curse. Interesting. You gonna put a Curse on me? You know what? I'm just gonna bite you. Nom. You're almost dead anyway. That's good. Now, Curse is gonna be a bit of a problem. But one more bite should finish him off easily. And Lick should not be enough to kill us. Phew. Nice job, Alucard. 1 down. And get a crap load of experience for that because it's an evolved Pokemon, finally getting up some good boosts. But his next Pokemon is new. He's sending in a Magnemite, so Inferno is going in. Magnemite. It is level 18, an electric steel type with the moves Tackle, Thundershock, Supersonic, and Sonic Boom. It gets to deal fixed damage, it can paralyze you with Thundershock, and it can confuse you, but you can set it on fire. Alternatively, Magnemite, regardless of generation, does not get Levitate as an ability, so if you have ground moves, you can vaporize this thing relatively easily. Or you can just burn it. That's what I do. Now he's going to make a switch now to his ace Pokemon, so I'm going to make the switch to Stark. Croconaw. Once again, this thing is level 22 with the moves Water Gun, Leer, Bite, and Rage as a water type. It's not really much different from the last time that you saw it. Same with his other Pokemon, which are now Quilava and Bayleaf with Ember, Leer, Quick Attack, and Smokescreen, or Razor Leaf, Growl, Poison Powder, and Reflect. Bayleaf is mostly going to be focusing on playing defensive, Quilava is going to try and set you on fire or blind you, and Croconaw just really wants to hit you. Stark doesn't care, though. Let's set up them Fury Cutters. Start's weak, and that's a problem, but we can fix that problem. The more times you do it, the better it gets. Nice crit. Croconaw's Water Gun is really not going to be much of a problem for us because it's doing normal damage and it's not benefiting his more beefy physical attack stats, so eventually this is just going to kill him. One more good hit. Finish him off. Nice. Easy does it, Stark. And level up. Nailed it. And all that's left is his last Pokemon. His last Pokemon is going to get dealt with by Artemis. All he's got left is a Zubat. Poor guy. Welcome to the club. Zubat is level 20 and similar to Alucard has the exact same moveset. Leech Life, Supersonic, Bite, Confuse Ray. It's not going to be doing much damage to you, so just smash into it. That's all you got to do. Now, Confuse Ray might be a bit of a problem. But you have multiple Pokemon by this point, and if you don't, you probably have killed this thing in one hit by now. So don't sweat the details too much. Ow! You know what? I'm not letting you get the chance. You're not getting the satisfaction of such a thing. We have super potions for a reason. I'm going to use one. I'm not letting anyone faint to you. Since he thinks that there's a kill opportunity, he was going to go for Bite there. Let's get our own Bite going. Nom. Could be a little bit of a damage war, but I think Zubat's not going to stand a chance against Alucard because Alucard is just better. And then you use Confuse Ray because you're a dick. Come on, bud, you can do this. Don't hit yourself. Nice! Let's go. Unfortunately, not enough damage to kill. God dang it. Bit worried that he's gonna kill himself doing this. Come on, bud. Oh, no. Oh, no. Clinch! Oh. I was worried that would happen. Sorry, bud. Well, Artemis, you're up. Finish him off. Just smash into him like I told you to. Good job, team. Easy does it. This is why I hate battling whips. There's no challenge in it. Yeah, I hate battling them too, because he always whines when he loses. Sucks to suck. Oh, whatever. You would never be able to catch a legendary Pokemon anyway. Uh-oh. And the floor gave out. It wasn't just a creak. What are you doing falling into a hole? Some genius you are. Serves you right. Man, you got so many anger issues. And thus we fall down into the basement floor. But, there's something weird about this floor. For one thing, this is the place you can actually run into Magmar if you're playing Gold and Silver. Okay, we're not talking about that. I know that's not the real reason why people are excited about what's about to happen. But first, I want to revive Alucard real fast. I don't want him to be unconscious for this. We got to revive for a reason. Let's use it. Because if you look very closely, something weird's here. Multiple weird things are here. Something very strange just happened. I dug a hole here too. I was shocked. Suicune raced by like a blur, right in front of my eyes. For 10 years I chased Suicune, and I finally got to see it. I'm all choked up. Kyle, I owe this all to you. Thank you. I heard that the legendary Pokemon of Ecruteak test chosen humans by allowing them to get close. I'm going to track Suicune. Kyle, let's meet again. Farewell. Those 3 Pokemon were very special. Those were the legendary beasts of the Johto region. In legend, Ecruteak City has 2 towers, the Tin Tower and now the Burn Tower. The Burn Tower mysteriously burned down in a fire, and 3 Pokemon perished inside of unknown origin or species. It is said that the legendary rainbow bird, Ho-Oh, resurrected the 3 of them as Suicune, Entei, and Raikou, who now race across the lands. Yusin was not lying when he said that the 3 legendary beasts like to test humans by letting them get close to them. Those 2 Pokemon that were alongside Suicune, Entei, and Raikou will be spending the rest of their time chasing across the region. If you want to go anything after them, you gotta look into tracking them down. How do you do that? It's complicated. We'll be talking about that another time. But the important thing is, something about Suicune seemed different. It seemed sort of interested in us for some reason. I can't quite pinpoint why that is. Maybe it just was impressed by our badges or the fact that we keep kicking Keith's butt. That was a bit hard to say. But Suicune seemed to have taken an interest in us for some reason, while the other 2 just kind of took off. Hard to tell what exactly 3 beasts are thinking, but we'll have to wait and see what comes up from that. Regardless, I'm going to bite this coughing real fast, because something important is about to happen. There we go. That's what I was hoping would happen. What? Alucard is evolving! We've been waiting long enough for this, bud. It's finally your day. At level 22, Zubat evolves into Golbat. Alucard's finally gotten his evolution, which makes him way, way better. So much better. Oh my god. Oh my god, bud. You have no idea how long I've waited to get you to have competent stats. This is such a glow up for him, and I'm so happy that he's finally ready. But otherwise, that's kind of it for what we can do with the Burn Tower. Burn Tower doesn't really have anything else for us aside from those hidden items. And one of them we can't even really access. We're just going to showcase Alucard's power real fast. Chomp. So I think it's good for us to leave here for now. That being said, we do have something we can focus on because Since Morty is now done with his investigation with Eugene, because Eugene took off, Morty's gone back to the Ecruteak City gym. So I think we both know what that means. Let's get out of here first, though. Thankfully, Eugene was able to dig a hole right by the entrance. And this old man shows up. In the distant past, this tower burned in a fire. 3 nameless Pokemon perished in it. A rainbow-colored Pokemon descended from the sky and resurrected them. It's a legend that has been passed down by Ecruteak gym leaders. Me? I was a trainer way back when. He's not lying, though. That is pretty much exactly what I said for the story. Now, the important thing to remember, there was never confirmation of what the 3 Pokemon were that passed away in the fires that burned down the tower. A common fan theory is that it's actually the original 3 evolutions of Jolteon, Vaporeon, and Flareon, because they match up with Raikou, Suicune, and Entei's typings. There's no confirmation about this, but it's a nice theory, and I kind of like the idea, so I support the idea of it. But with all that said, I think it's time that we call it here. We have our plan for next time, because we're going to storm Ecruteak City and take out the gym. So next time on Let's Play Pokemon Crystal, we're going to go face Morty in the Ecruteak gym and get ourselves a 4th gym badge. Thank you. Till next time, ice out.